Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Be Encouraged Moments. I hope that all of you have gone out and at least checked out our game, Brandon the Bee Buzzing Adventures. I know the last two videos we did, we were talking all about that because we were so excited. And no, we're not going to talk about it again today. We're going to talk about some other things, but we are so very excited about it, and we hope that you guys are checking it out. And if you are, let us know what you think. Send us an email. We always want to know what you guys think. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with the game, send us an email. We love talking to you guys. And so we want to know, like, what's on your mind? What are you going through? Today, we are going to be talking about asking for help. This is a really interesting topic, and it's most recently been a very forefront topic for me. I know for me, when the idea of a friend asking for help, I will drop whatever I'm doing and I will be there in a heartbeat. Like I am so willing and able to be there for people. And I think it's really interesting because I think that's true for most of us. I mean, I think there's very few of us who would not help out a friend in need. But I think that I don't think that we're quite as quick to ask for help. And that's what I want to talk about today. I said, especially as moms, I think that we have this tendency to take the weight of the world on our shoulders and just plow through it, and just not allow ourselves to accept the help that is readily available to us and that is out there. And I know that I'm terrible at this. I will take on every task under the sun and I will not reach out for help, and until it's too late, until like I'm just utterly exhausted or whatever the case may be. So why am I talking about this? Well, most recently I've had two incidences here in the last several weeks, one of which was I got, I guess the flu. I really don't know for sure, but I mean, it was awful. I mean, I was down for a week, and I'm a single mom, as all of you guys know. Like, I have no one to help me get Marley to and fro. My parents had lived here and so would help in those kind of scenarios. Although I don't remember being sick like this since I was little. But now they've retired and moved out of state, and so it's just me. And Marley had rehearsals on Friday night, she had rehearsals on Saturday, she had a birthday party to get to on Sunday, she had rehearsals on Monday. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I did not want to ask for help. I was so worried about putting someone out, about burdening them, about whatever. I mean, whatever it was that went through my head that stopped me from picking up the phone and asking. But what was really interesting is that this bug was so bad that I had no choice. I physically could not get out of bed, let alone get behind the wheel of a car. And so I was forced. I mean, my hand was absolutely forced to ask for help. And it was mind-blowing to me to see how readily available people were ready to jump and help. And there was not even a second thought. And, there was one friend who wasn't available. And so she called another friend who then texted me so that I didn't have to text them. It was like this chain. And it was just, it's so heartwarming to me and so beautiful to me to know that that exists, and I think we all know that it exists, but we don't realize that it exists for us,
right.
And it's the little things. Like I'm not talking about colossal things. I'm not asking for like help financially or help, obviously there's help in that scenario as well, but I'm talking about the little things, the day-to-day, asking someone to help you get your kids to soccer practice, to get them to theater rehearsal, to pick them up because you've got your car in your shop. Which brings up the next story that I'm going to share.
Oh, yes.
I was backing out of my driveway, getting ready to take Marley to rehearsal, and my car just shut down. I mean, it was still running, but it was like every warning light that could go off in my car went off within a span of like 2 minutes. And it was quite terrifying. I mean, the car sounded fine, it was running fine, but all these warning lights were on. So I took the chance to go ahead and take her to rehearsal, but then I decided I needed to stop by the mechanic on the way home, which of course they couldn't help me on the spot because I didn't have an appointment. Well, I had the dog with me as well. So, what do you do? And everyone's told me that Lyft probably would have allowed me to have the dog in the car. But again, I didn't even want to call a Lyft because I didn't want to put the Lyft driver out by having the dog with me. And I didn't want to call a friend. And so I sat outside the mechanic for a few minutes debating what I was going to do because I didn't want to call anybody. But I did. And I called my dear friend, and she immediately dropped what she was doing, got in the car, came down with the kids, and, who then were entertaining the dog. And so we went and ran errands. And then I get home to find out that I had left all of my keys and garage door openers in my car, which meant that I couldn't get into my house. So I get back in her car and we go do things, and and so then she goes and picks up Marley while I wait for the guy to get me into my place. And it was just a day, but it was that beautiful understanding that there are people there who want to help you as much as you want to help others, and that it is okay to ask, and no one's going to judge you for asking, and no one's going to think less of you for asking. The really cool thing, and this is just emphasizes how much the people in your life want to be a part of your life. And this is a story for me again, but that night, she picked up my daughter and they went, and the kids went and played, and she comes back to the house, and then a few minutes later, her husband shows up. And so they got both cars there, and I was like, what are you guys doing? I mean, I don't care that you're here, but what are you guys doing? And she's like, oh, she hands me her car keys. She was going to leave her car with me for the rest of the weekend because I didn't know when I was going to get my car back. And her husband came to pick her up to take her home. And I didn't even ask. Like, she was just, but she knows that I won't ask. And she knew that I had things to do that weekend. And so she was just there. And so all of this is to tell you that there are people in your lives that care about you and that love you and that want to support you and that will help. You just have to not be afraid to ask. I think that we've talked about this on several of these videos. I know that we are constantly saying that you're not alone. We are here for you as well. Now, obviously not in the physical sense where we can come and pick up your kids, but we are here to pray for you. We are here for those kind of support things as well. If you're going through a hard time, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to send us a message. And even if you are still unsure, you don't have to tell us who you are. You can do a private prayer request on our website and ask us to pray for you, and it won't give us any identifying information. The form is secure. But if you would like for us to know who you are, which we would love, then you can send us an email directly to Larissa or to Jan at BeEncouraged.com. All that information is down below. I mean, where you can reach us on social sites, where you can reach us via email, all of that is there, and we are here for you as well. I want to leave you with a scripture that I think is perfect for what we're talking about today, about not being afraid to ask. Obviously, today's message was centered on, like I said, the physical things, the things in your everyday life. Like if you're just a worn out, tired mom, ask a friend to help, ask your husband to help. If you're a single mom, there are people in your life, at your church, wherever the case may be, that are willing to step up and to help you. They understand what you're going through. So this scripture is from Matthew chapter 7, verse 8. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. I mean, that's like exactly what I'm talking about today. You just have to ask. God will be there. We will be there. Your friends will be there. There are people surrounding you that will be there for you. So be encouraged today. Know that you are not walking this journey by yourself, and that all you have to do is ask, and you will have more help available to you than I think you even realize is out there to help you. Thank you, as always, for joining us for our Be Encouraged moment.